Hey everybody, welcome back. I wouldn't say I'm tilted over the last episode. I think it's honestly like one of the best ways you could possibly lose a run is the way that we just lost, because we learned a lot, I should say, in the process. That loss is going to pay for, I would say honestly, probably like 0.2 wins a month for the rest of my Isaac career. So all we got to do is keep playing the game for 5 months, we break even. After that, it's just, it's money in the bank, but not in a Vince McMahon sort of way. Here's our randomizer, by the way. Look at that, we randomize. Azazel, Hush, Blue Baby. Oh, again, okay, you know, it hasn't been a banner Sunday for closing the right video scene. Azazel, that's regular Azazel, right? He has one horn missing. What is non-regular? Oh, non-regular Azazel. He's got like Krusty the Clown hair. There you go. Okay, so this is a little. I mean, let's put it this way. Normally, you're like a little upset when you see Azazel just because it's a little bit on the easy side. Here, I'm like, this is actually a run that's like designed to be kind of difficult for Azazel. Hush is normally not that big of a deal. Azazel is like one of the characters. Okay, so like we're getting way deep into the annals of Isaac lore here. I used to make this metaphor all the time. When I took driver's ed, there was a. Excuse me, did it say Yuck Heart is a tier 3 item? I've only recently learned there's only like 4 tiers in the game, and external item descriptions pulls that information. Tier 3 is really, like, these are items that should have a marked impact on your ability to succeed in the game. Okay, say like Binky, for example, tier 3. Yuck Heart, oh dude, this is an interesting start here. Yuck Heart, on the other hand, I don't think it should be a tier 1 item, which would, I know that this is reversed, but, or inverted from what you would expect, but I don't think it should be like a tier 1 or a, you know, bottom tier item. But 3 is like a little ridiculous. Anyway, in driver's ed, there's a thing called a highway blindness. What basically happens there, it probably, you know, arose by any other name, could cause you the same kind of problems. That's only a 2-tier item there, as you can see for yourself. So Yuck Heart, it's got some work to do, although we will start generating flies now, which is nice. The idea is, you know, you acclimate as a human being, your brain acclimates to things super easily, you know? It might seem like something is a major change. Like, you can imagine people in, like, the 1700s traveling on, like, a horse and buggy and being like, we'll never go faster than this. This thing goes up to, like, you know, 15 kilometers an hour or something like that. And you're like, oh, I want to go to the next county over. Oh, it's only, you know, 6 days away. I think we're just going to go down here. We're just trying to make the Hush fight. Now we've got, you know, hyper-optimized motor carriages, as I like to call them. Oh, you call them cars? Notice car is short for carriage, which is short for, motor carriage. And that's a nickname, and nicknames are for friends, and cars are no friend of mine. It's an old Mr. Show joke. I apologize. By the way, get well soon, Bob Odenkirk. I don't know him personally, but big fan of Mr. Show. Big fan of the edit where he appears in Little Women, and they took the theater reactions from when the portals start opening up in Marvel's Avengers Endgame, and people are like, yes! That was a great one. Very inspired editing. Haven't seen Nobody yet, but it's definitely on the list, especially now that I know I got 35 bucks I've been saving in a sock under my mattress for Green Knight, and then it turns out it's not, you know, A24 doesn't want it, so more power to you. We'll see what happens there, but regardless, we got these super high-powered motor carriages. You can get on the highway going, you know, the average highway speed in Canada is probably, you know, maybe a little bit above 100 kilometers an hour. But then, you get used to it, you know? At first, when you hit the passing gear to To merge, you're like, this is fast. Then you get on, and you just get used to it, and you're starting to have conversations and stuff like that. You know, if you're on a road trip, you could be on these freeways for, you know, 10 hours or something like that. You hit the off-ramp, totally don't even pay attention to the fact that the sign at the off-ramp is like suggested speed, you know, 35 kilometers an hour. All of a sudden, you're coming off the highway going 3 times faster than the recommended speed limit, and a little corner shows up, and you're like, holy crap, hit the brakes. This is a very long and roundabout metaphor. It's a way of saying that Azazel kind of has the same thing. Azazel is like up there. I know we talked about Tainted Lilith, which is a word that I'm struggling with, apparently. Tainted Lilith being in the same sort of power category, but either way, you know, without getting into the particulars, it's a character for whom they're very strong. The only downside is that your range is like is not that good, and on Hush that really matters, which is also why I'm taking Succubus. And I did think about taking Gello. Can't you hear me, Gello? You putting me through hell, Stella. You can't be mad. Google DeepMind is from The Simpsons. The Simpsons surely have after being on the show, or sorry, after being on the air for, you know, 34 years at this point, they've earned, like, Google DeepMind immunity, right? I mean, how un-PG could The Simpsons be if they got bought by Disney? You ever consider that? So, here's the deal. Stitches is not a high-tier item. I mean, it's literally tier 1, but not in a good way. Because the tiers are reversed. I should stop calling them tiers. Start calling them strata or something like that. But the problem for me right now, and I think I'm actually going to go back on this, you know? Now that I've thought about it a little more, I think actually I was like, Yuck has no reason to be here because we don't have the HP to make it work regardless. I kind of find myself going back on that now. And thinking that at some point we might have the HP to make a difference there. So let's get rid of Stitches. I know that it can provide you with a little bit of invincibility, like you get iframes when it lands, but I think that that's not good enough. If we couldn't fly, then we might consider it, but with the ability to fly, I don't think it's the right play at all. So anyway, I'm concerned about the highway blindness. The idea that early on we're going to be going really fast. I think we're seeing it seep in a little bit already. And then over time, you know, when things get harder, we're so used to them being easy that we go, you know, like I don't even have to pay attention to this. And then before you know it, you're dead. And then you're like, what a stupid game, man. I can't believe they even made this game. Why even make the game if you're just going to make it bad? We could also call this the gifted middle schooler philosophy. You know, anyone else in the boat where, like, middle school, high school came a little easy to you, and as a result, this probably, by the way, opens Hush, I'm sure, but we're not going to need it to open Hush, to be honest. What's got me tempted is the idea that, like, we're going to make it in time, but what's got me tempted is the idea that maybe if things went right, we could use this to get out of boss rush, but we could already literally just reliably use a bomb to get out of boss rush as long as we find the fool card, which is very easily demarcated. Take one of these. I think we gotta think ahead to our future. We've been very kind to our donation machine as of late, so we'll buy this spirit heart. A failure to plan is a plan to fail, and we should not have done it like that, but it worked out. I'll take it. Anyway, yeah, you know, if you're good in middle school, you don't have to work that hard. You know, it's not tuned to the highest achiever in the class, let's put it that way. Look at that, he's a genius. We saved ourselves negative 4 drops, probably. You know that means that you missed out on 4 drops. Yes, that's Look, I'm well versed with negative numbers. Didn't you see Schooled Week 8? The final question, it was an algebra question. We had to use substitution to solve for 2 variables given 2 equations. One of the numbers turned out negative. Admittedly, I thought to myself at first, it's negative, that can't be right. Then I remembered my high school math education and said, that's very stupid. Notice I didn't say I remembered my university math education, because I remember very, very, very little of that, quite frankly. I do remember having to learn a little Mathematica in 3rd year, but that's about it. But then once you get to high school, or once you get to college, you might find yourself, you know, you've cemented these habits of like, I don't need to study that hard. I'm not used to paying the toll. Go ahead. And then all of a sudden, you know, you're getting hit with exams that are a little bit harder than you expected them to be. You're getting hit with reports where, like, some of your classmates are actually trying to write the best report possible instead of, you know, spending half of the time that it would take to actually write the report in the first place, coming up with an excuse that the teacher might believe. Oh, dude, I didn't know that Jacob's Ladder would pop here. I guarantee I've had Jacob's Ladder on Azazel before. The only thing is, like, the actual... I wouldn't be surprised if my memory for, like, what works and what doesn't as Azazel is lower, just because you need a lot less to get to that level of victory most of the time. I bet that's our secret room, but... We really need to start... This is kind of like a mini Hush fight here. We really need to start picking up some Spirit Hearts. That's the next most important thing. I mean, it's actually getting kind of tight here. I think you take this. Can you fill it? We can fill it. Okay, we'll take this as well. That was basically just in case we got Krampus. Free item, you never say no. Okay, let's read this. Familiar that chases enemies. After killing enough enemies, it tries to hurt you. Attacking it returns it to normal. Okay. I would love these, for the record, and I actually think there's a case to be made that Gimpy might be that kind of item that you're looking for to sustain you well on a Hush fight, for example. Unfortunately, I think I wouldn't say we're caught in the death spiral. I think that's a little grandiose, but we don't have the resources to feel good about getting something that could make life better for us long term right now, which is unfortunate. Treasure rooms now contain devil deals. You know what? Let's let it fly. Imitates Polaroid negative missing page and poster. Okay, so I'm assuming random per room. I think this is dangerous. I do wish we still had, like, devil deals cost money instead of HP. Like, that could have been a fun thing to kind of explore here, but I'm willing to give this a try. We're so far ahead of schedule for, like, what we're trying to accomplish here. I still feel pretty good overall. It's the Hush fight that's going to be the you know, the great equalizer here. And I'm really, like, you can tell... I've gotten a lot better about this. Like, I really think I play so much better now in Repentance than I did in, you know, Afterbirth Plus, especially at the end, but you do look at this and you go, you know, he's playing intelligently. Look at that. We found a secret room. TMTrainer causes all future items to be glitched, grants them completely random effects. Are we doing this today? Is that what's going to happen? We're shooting all the fires and stuff like that. We're trying to make things happen. Here's the thing, okay? I think this item is fun, but it sucks. This is also, I think, what glitched out our, like, Tainted Eden run. Look, here's my philosophy, okay? It's a secret room item. That means you gotta take it, just because we're not gonna get that many... Oh my god. Who knows what that would have been? Spear of... I have no clue. Okay, so, like, is an easier way to talk about this run right now is that literally I have no idea what's going to happen from this point forward. Yeah, functionally I have no clue. And no means to get a clue, because, like, I'm sure if you knew, you could maybe, you know, derive or reverse engineer the items you're getting, but come on, like, that's just, It strikes me as a little absurd. So I no longer know, I no longer think that the actual purpose of this run is getting a win. I think the purpose of this run is merely to see what kind of cool Zany items we can get, and to give... Hey, that's not so bad. That's fantastic. That is not so good, but it's so small. 0.07 tears down. That's like... We would probably, if you hadn't told us it was a tears down, I doubt we would have noticed. Anyway, go for it. Let's go. Pretty fly? Wow, that you know, our orbital situation has changed quite quickly. The other thing I would say is, you know, this item is kind of, you know, oh, I did see a tinted rock back in there. I've got a penchant for Zane. My Zane, I usually try to build it in a more constructed way than just, like, you know, throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. At this point in my life, at least. But let's give this, like, super obviously zany item another chance to shine. I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I've used that analogy a lot as someone who actually is, you know, largely in charge. You know, like 40% of the time I'm in charge of a 10-month-old infant. I gotta... Wow, that went better than expected. I gotta tell you, you definitely don't want to be throwing out the baby with the bathwater. They made it really easy because the baby, you know, is not gonna get sucked down the drain, whereas that's where, like, most of the bathwater tends to go in this day and age. Look, I'm a simple man. I see a gift and I say to myself, LQ. That's what I want. And then I see a dollar sign and I say, hey, no rational human being would ever recommend that you pay for this, so let's do it. That's an ion plus HP up. How about that? I don't know what you are, and I think that I overpaid for you. And I'm not gonna go that deep, but cool. I didn't tell you my hypothesis, by the way. My hypothesis is that every... my expectation, and this is just because if it's going to be a glitched item, I'd rather just get it for free, right? This is tilde out. This gives us an angelic fart. Hold on, what's the description? T up, down, question mark, down coin, up techno. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking, man. Oh, didn't even mean to yuck card there. Jar of Flies, Guppy's Hairball. Look at that, that's Air All You, Bond Hiowa. We don't know what it gave us. It gave us the Mega effect. No, thank you. I think it gave us Mega, which would be a serious damage up. I think if that apply. Although our rate of fire is really bad now. Give me one of those. I feel bad because I actually feel like Glitched Crown is like my kind of Zane. You know, basically getting a guaranteed deal with the devil every single floor with low HP. Like that's a cool way to kind of approach this run. You know, why not? Why would I buy Spirit Hearts when I could spend 5 cents on something that I don't know what it is? And okay, also you could not really possibly know what it is. Anyway, I don't think I've maintained a coherent thought in my head this whole time. This is a 97-cent item. I'm sorry to inform you, I don't think that's going to be plausible. What a beautiful kick into the sun card. That's about as lucky as you can get. I gotta say, I feel like at the very least, as much as I thought I would be annoyed by. Reveals the entire map. As much as I thought I would be annoyed by... Oh, no, wait, I was looking at the sun card there. I don't know what strength does. I just tried it. Hold on. Decreases spawn rate of hearts to 20%. Key drops increase. Heart pickups turn into black hearts. It's exactly what we want. In spite of my annoyance with what tier that Yuck card has found itself in, I gotta be honest, it's done some work for us so far. It's done some heavy lifting. I'm not particularly thrilled. I'm not totally sold. But I also feel like there's no way to really be sold at this point. So I don't know. I'm having a good time. It's weird, but I'm having a good time. So we're leaving I gotta think about this. Hold on. Why? I was thinking about using the Fool card. If we use the Fool card, we can get out of Boss Rush. We don't have to go Alt Path. In fact, we have to kind of go the other way. So we'll probably grab... And this is for me. This is not for you. I'm sure you've already got it puzzled out. We're going to grab the Tainted Skull, or the Tinted Skull. It's going to give us the Fool card. We're going to make it the Boss Rush, steal an item. We'll have no idea what the item does, because it'll be glitched, doubtlessly. As a result of that, we'll then teleport out, grab the Sun card, and then take the Sun card down. We also definitely want to take the negative. I'm willing to go deep on this one. I mean, two totally glitched items that largely up to this point have done nothing for us. Apparently, Demon Heart also, I was just gonna say, apparently it gives us a greater key drop chance. So there's something to like there. I don't know why I even thought this would be a sensible place to go. Let's donate some money. At least we know that the donations will be there for us in the future. Ace of Spades is sick. I'm not against that. This would be pretty sweet. Okay. Wait, I'm not worried about our keys. I know we're going to get there. You think it's a secret room? You think it's a secret room? That's it's pretty swell. Go ahead. You can't hurt me. That's an awful lot of money as well. I really thought they'd let us get into the boss trap room there, but I clearly am mistaken. I got to imagine that the bars means you can't bomb through. I think I would know that at this point in my Isaac career, but maybe it's because the bars mean you can't bomb through, so I haven't thought about it in, you know, a decade. That seems plausible. Am I insane? Or our golden key... No, golden key probably won't work the way I think it does here. I imagine it's like a key beggar, right? We're gonna lose a key every time? No, totally false. Also, just a terrible... never mind, because there was a skull that paid out with fake Holy Mantle Cleaver, also known as Charm Tears, which gave us a damage upgrade. Yeah, I don't know. It gave us a damage upgrade and Demon Heart or something. I do want to get the money. There you go. If you use a golden key, who cares? Hard to believe, right? That we're still like way ahead of schedule for boss rush here. Fair enough. Bobby. Cursed Eye. So it's a boomerang, apparently. And a small damage upgrade, I think. I have to be honest, okay? Like, I've sung the praises of this game, and I've talked about the negatives. Oh, apparently I just D10'd you. You D10, like, every time you shoot or something. There's purgatory on the ground. All right. I think that TMTrainer right now is one of those items where I'm like, I get... this is Bot 4P Guardian, by the way. The Bot 4P Guardian. Something you don't want to see when you're headed to the bathroom. That was just idiotic, obviously. We need the Fool card, man. Why? When I held the tab, do you see how every time we walk into a room, we get like a different dice? Oh, okay, hold on. So there is a dice trinket, right? That like dice bag or something. Every room you go into, it gives you a random dice effect, which is probably how our... Yeah, okay, that's how all of our enemies were being re-rolled. Wow, that's just about the most annoying thing you could ever imagine. Because, like, I think I killed you about 30 times, but that's okay. So we take our Fool card, and this is all we want here. But I feel like TMTrainer, it's fun, don't get me wrong, but also, like, kind of sucks. And I don't mean, like, mechanically, I mean from an enjoyment standpoint. Well, then why did you say it's fun? Because I feel like as the resident, like, oh, I'm the guy who's super zany. If I ever say something negative about a zany item, I open myself up to a bunch of criticism from people who are like, you've changed. Which is probably true to some extent, but I'm like, hey, you know, the thing is, to be zany in a... Oh, I thought it crashed. Okay, it's very slow. Cool, so there is no Polaroid and no negative. This would be the negative. Actually, it's LDU, though. We got a little key. We got a little... Who knows? We got Bree. We got You Feel. You gotta check that, right? You Feel? Okay, there's Tammy's head and something. I don't even know if we're gonna be able to do what I want to do on this run. I'm constantly taking damage, by the way. I have no idea what's causing it. I have no clue. And this is kind of what I mean, where I'm like, if in a conventional world, if you want to be a little zany, then go ahead, be a little zany. In a zany world where they've added 1 billion zany items, nah, man. Button the top button up, get me a job at Goldman Sachs. Okay. 76.3% chance of a deal with the devil, a very normal number. Cool, the sun card turned into the D6 temporarily, and now apparently I'm creating spikes everywhere I go, but that's fine, man. I'm not even concerned. I do have to tell you, whatever is constantly D1ing enemies, just about the most frustrating thing. Okay, there we go. I wonder if I was just getting hit. I have no idea. I thought it was maybe Blood Puppy, but now I have no... Okay, and I'm just, again, constantly getting hit. I think I'm about to die. I literally just hit Q because it said D100. Okay, I'm dead. That sucked. I feel like I'm okay to say that. Can I just tell you, like, this is now, it sucks that we lost, but I also feel like I learned a ton. And one of those things is to trust my own compass of Zane. An item like TMTrainer that literally, like, when you pick it up, if you pick up any item for the rest of the game, it might literally just kill you dead with no upside. Not zany. Like, weird, sure. Cringe? Maybe a little. Otherwise, just kind of like lame. Like, yo, we rolled a D60 and, you know, you hit a number between 1 and 3, sorry. Which would, I guess, just roll a D20, but for the purposes of constructing the analogy, there's a multitude of different ways you can get to the same kind of result here of just causing yourself to constantly take damage till you die, I think. Yeah, so that basically sucked. I will probably never take TMTrainer again. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. I'll be back with another one. I'm not, like, actually upset. I'm just, like, yeah, if anything, I feel vindicated. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!